Alright, Liberty Gray here again for another one of our exciting instructor videos for our 2-day certification. This one is going to be covering the clean. The clean is very important because it sets you up for all of your lifts. If you have an improper clean, you're going to have or find yourself having a breakdown in your lift somewhere. So work with your clients on this one specifically and don't let them progress until they perfect this move. Alright, what I like to do when I'm teaching the clean is to teach a modified version right directly from the floor. When you're adding the swing into the clean, a lot of times it's very difficult for your clients to get all of those motions down in one technique. So we just start basically getting the bell between your feet. Proper setup again is going to be a shoulder width stance, feet straight forward, and having them position themselves over top of the bell. And we talked about earlier how that gets them moving at the hip joint first rather than simply bending forward and reaching out and putting their lower back at risk. So this time they're going to get their squat underneath of them. We've already turned the bell handle, so if I'm going to be approaching the bell with my right hand, my thumb is going to be facing inwards towards my left leg. And we again approach that light handle or light hand grip on the bell, almost just like a fingertip grip or a bear claw grip. And this allows the bell to flow freely around the back of the wrist. So if you teach your clients to grip the bell too tightly, or if they have that fear kind of a grip, what will happen is it'll make such a slow transition in the hand that it'll come around and bang them on the back of the wrist or not get deep enough in the palm of the hand. So that light fingertip grip. And then we're going to educate them on how the lift starts with the upward movement of the legs and not with the pulling of the arm. And a lot of people, especially men, no offense, want to control the bell and kind of manhandle it into position. And that's probably because you're working with them with such a light weight that they can do that. But we really want to teach everyone to prepare for heavier lifts. So working on that leg, or almost like that high jump explosiveness, is going to be an analogy you want to try and get across to them. So we're going to get the squat on, light fingertip grip, and then you can have them put their hand underneath of the bell as they start the motion upwards and kind of guide it around the back of the wrist, almost like they're wearing a watch. That's an analogy that I'll use. Or putting the bell in their pocket. So we're showing them how to create a V pocket over top of their anatomy. Especially for women, they tend to hold the bell off to the side of the body because they're afraid of the bell landing on their chest. But really, unless they're very large-chested, they can create what I call a pocket right over top of their chest, and the bell will sit within that pocket and won't be banging them when it comes up. And sometimes with men too, they want to rest the bell up on their shoulder. Again, we'll teach them how to bring that back in front of their body, in line over their leg, and that's a very ergonomical position for the bell to be in. So here we are, we're going to get the squat on, we're going to start the motion with the leg, light fingertip grip, and help the bell get deep on the hand and line up with the leg over top of your post. So I'm going to come up closer and show you the grip on the hand here. So when the bell gets in position, you want to make sure that it is sitting very deep on the ulna bone. And that is where the bone meets the hand and the arm. A lot of people will let the bell, or the bell will just naturally come around and sit in a very shallow grip. So we want to have them reposition the bell so it's sitting in a web or a cross pattern like so. And then we want to have them close this grip. So I think we talked about this earlier. When the bell is up in position, we want to make sure that there is no gap between this side of the hand and the bell handle. And with the women, it's again important for them to wear the wrist guard, so that kind of helps close that gap. And then they can use either that bear claw grip like so, where the fingertips sit on top of the bell handle, or just a very light grip. Unless we're going to do some pressing overhead, and then we'll talk about where we do incorporate a full tight grip when we're doing strict pressing and not the GS sport lifts like the snatch, jerk, or the long cycle. Alright, so the bell is up in position. We've done a hand check. It is sitting in the V pocket, and very important, that you teach your clients now to lock the hips forward, tighten the glutes, and lean back slightly. So what this does is it puts the center of the weight of the bell over my hips now. Instead of if I'm standing up straight forward, you can see where it almost pulls me forward. So this is the one time that we practice poor posture. We're almost wrapping the upper spine around the bell and leaning back slightly. Alright, so from here to unload the bell or to get it back down to the floor, we really just want to let it launch it into a thumbs down position and get our legs underneath of us. So we're just really dipping underneath of the bell, putting it back down into that loser thumbs down grip or thumb in toward opposite leg grip. So we'll work on this one again, and this time we're going to talk about keeping a connection of the elbow with the torso. So you're kind of use this or teach your clients to use this as leverage. And a lot of times you'll find that especially once they get the hang of doing the lift off of the floor and they start incorporating the swing in with the clean, sometimes they tend to have a big disconnection here, and then the bell will come around and bang them on the back of the wrist. So if you teach them right from the get-go that you want to use this part of your body as a fulcrum, really. So the elbow will stay tightly connected into the side as you make the bell go up and around in almost an uppercut fashion. So here we are, the bell is going to come up and make that transition into uppercut using the legs. And you can place something underneath their elbow, like a towel as a drill, and have them hold that towel in there while they're performing the clean. And that'll help get that mind-muscle association that if they drop the towel, they know that they're separating the arm out away from their body. Alright, so they got the clean off of the floor. Now we're going to progress into that swinging clean. So it'll be just like the back swing of a swing. So you can have them practice a couple swings if they need to, the one-handed swing, and then get that pivot point of the elbow with the torso, bringing the bell back up into the clean position. So from here, they want to do a hand check again, make sure the bell is sitting deep enough, have them reposition the bell each and every time, and some of them will claim the bell, my hand is too big, it can't get through the bell handle, I can't sit like that. It will. I've never seen a person yet have a big enough hand that they couldn't fit it through the handle. You just have to keep repositioning and eventually the bell will go there. So light fingertip grip on the way down. And then last but not least, you want to have them practice a soft landing. And that's going to happen with a little bit of absorption in the legs, and the rest of it is going to be in the thoracic spine. So as they are swinging and catching the bell, they're doing a little bit of a dip at the top. Otherwise, if they're here and they're standing straight, then they have a tendency to get beat up by the bell a little bit more. So just these little things will help your client have a happier progression into the clean. So practice and log these on your sheets and then bring them to certification with you. We'll cover it in full detail then, but I want to make sure that you've had opportunity to practice at home so you're proficient before you come to certification.